Good morning everyone and welcome to the Field Guide. I'm Irene and I'm going to take you on a quick tour of my favorite trout stream, and it's not easy access, so every year before I go out for the first day I try to do a little reconnaissance just to see what kind of a mess I'm going to get into. And the first thing I got to do, this isn't an easy stream to fish. I got to cross the road without getting slammed by a car, and it looks pretty good this morning, so looks like we're off to a good start. Now, I'm not going to disclose the location specifically, but I'm also not going to hide it either, because it's a very popular trout stream and it's on all the New York State maps. It's well known, so we'll see what happens. Let's hope I don't break a leg. Oh, and I'm not going to fish today because although they did drop the trout, the fish hatcheries took care of that already. It's not opening day yet. It's not April 1st. And this stream tends to have a lot of smallmouth and maybe some yellow perch, which are good eating. But in this part of the Hudson Valley, which was highly industrialized at one time, any of the Hudson River tributaries, like this stream I'm taking you on, terribly polluted, terribly. So the fish hatchery trout, that's one thing. You know, you catch them, they've only been in there for maybe, I don't know, 2-3 weeks at the most as the first day. But the smallmouth and the perch and anything else, the bluegills and the crappie, they live here. So if there's any toxin in the water, any pollutants in the water, it's going to be in the fish. Here's the old approach to the bridge. This is the south approach. And there's the new bridge. And this is what we call the pond. And there's the dam. Now this over here was the raceway. And that was used to power the mill that was across the road. That was owned by William Orr, who built this house right up here. Pretty big industry for its time. Looks great, it is great, and it smells like fish, which means that the truck was probably here to drop the trout. But this is what I got to deal with. And the reason this looks like this is because between Hurricane Irene, Lee, and Sandy, all of this is built up. Now it looks like you could walk right across the top of it, but you better be careful because you could sink in, you could break a leg in this. That's my favorite rock right there to fish from. And you got a big pool right here where the water's a little slack. And then right over here, and this side pool is usually where I get most of my rainbows and browns. But it doesn't matter. I mean, you can cast out anywhere. You're going to get something, because all of a sudden they got dumped by an alien truck and they're out here looking for food. So your chances are pretty good. This pool right in here is awesome too. And right down through here, just fantastic. I need a chainsaw, no, a bulldozer, cherry picker. Nah, forget it. Just some dynamite, just to break this up. Lots of firewood though. There's really no way around this either. Pretty cool though, huh? Worth the effort. Jeez Louise. Gotta watch out for stuff like this. So these holes in here, even if you step around them, you can still go through. So you got to test every step. 2, 3, 4 times. Awesome hole right there. Awesome hole right in there. Awesome holes. Out there, along this group of rocks, fantastic holes. Still worth the effort. Once you get to know which logs and which sections you can step on without falling through, it becomes a lot easier. And the water is up too, so I'm losing a lot of shoreline. We just had quite a bit of rain. And the thing about looking for these good footholds and a snaggle like this, even if you find them the first time through, the second time through, they might be weakened. So you still have to be very, very careful because they might give way the second time you come through. Okay, we're getting closer to the bend. If I had hip waders on, it would be easier to walk in the water along the shore, but the water's up, so I'm not going to do that. Now here comes some fun. There's a pudding stone right there. Isn't that cool? Old piece of rock. An old piece of shoreline, like that one's was. And it's like concrete, sort of. It's very, very old concrete. This isn't man-made. This is all natural. Pretty neat stuff, huh? Cool rock. Prickers are the most horrible thing. If the devil is here on earth, he's in the form of a pricker. And a few other things. Oh, looks like I might be getting wet. No, maybe not. Seem to be doing okay. Whew. Okay. Made it out of that. The worst of it, there's another great hole right there. Moving kind of fast, but you never know. And there's another awesome hole on the left side of that rock. And I hear the kingfisher. He's back. That's my neighbor's sawmill up there. His name's Doug. He's the woodman. Oh, more great holes. Oh, can't wait until April 1st. So this is interesting as far as geography goes. I looked up the United States Geological Survey map because all of this was washed out due to the 3 hurricanes of the past decade. And it's all basically silt, loam, and sandstone. And unfortunately, I think it's about 200 yards back from here, going east in that direction, is when you hit bedrock. So this is just going to continue to deteriorate over time. It's not going to stop. And my neighbor up there, he gave up. It's too dangerous trying to get everything from falling down. Although I would get that Jeep out of there, most definitely, and some of those really cool tools there. But you know, he's in his 70s now. He doesn't want to take a tumble down this hill. It's just not worth it. So that's the pond right down there. That's where the raceway led to. And you can still see some of the old mill, where the millstones were. They ground flour here. It was a pretty big flour mill. And I'm sitting down so maybe you can see a little bit better. It's a little hard with the morning sun. There is the destruction Not really destruction when you think about it. This is a natural elbow in this stream. This was not man-made. This was all from the hurricanes. So it was going to happen eventually, and it's happened in the past. There's a road up above here, and that is, I believe, the 4th road that has been built to go around this stream. And the first one is right down by the bridge at the north approach. And that one there's remnants of it on my neighbor's property, but that was washed out long, long ago. So it looks like we've got a 5th road that's about to be washed out. Eventually, we get any whoppers like Irene, Lee, and Sandy again, it's going to happen. Whoop! Went right through. This is very soft too. Of course, it doesn't help me that I'm about 10 pounds overweight. Oh, Jesus. Whoop! There goes another one. It takes about 20 minutes to go 50 yards. My goodness. Don't step there. Instead, step here. Just don't get your foot locked in. Almost there. Let's see, I started at 9 o'clock. I think it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. So I'm not worried about getting wet. I'm worried about popping through without warning. That's the part that gets to you. It can cause a lot of damage. So if you do this, be extremely careful. This is what I'm in. So what I'll do is, I'll start here early in the morning. This is the closest to the trail. And then if this doesn't produce anything, which I doubt will be the circumstance because it always does, then I'll go through the trouble of climbing through this. And it's got to be on a weekend because it takes some time. Oh, like I was saying before, this stream has washed out a lot of roads. This line right here, horizontal line, telltale sign of an old roadbed. And that was the original road that went, oh, let's see, it would have been the eastward way into town back in the day, off the bridge, off the state highway. I remember when they were all avocado green. A friend of mine who worked for the New York State DOT said that the reason that they switched to red was because whoever was supplying the red, or whoever manufactured the red, was the guy with the most votes, basically. So that's where the money went for that. That's why they switched to the red. And I'm not sure if it's red lead or not. And spray painted on. Let's see here. Great place for the pigeons. You never know, it could be red lead. I'm not going to say for certain that it is because I don't know that, but even with all the EPA laws, we don't really have one solid group of people who will completely make sure that certain things don't get done. But I will say one thing, red lead lasted. Lasted and lasted. The avocado green did too, but I'm not too familiar with that type of paint. But we don't live in a perfect world, so there you go. Well, you've really got to be a twinkle toes to get through here. Don't grab the prickers and don't grab the poison ivy. So regardless of how tough this looks, it doesn't deter me. It's a great place to fish, and I'm not going to give it up just because there's some sticks and some rocks in the way. I've been fishing off this point probably just over 20 years, because it's a hop, skip, and a jump from my house, and I've been fishing this stream pretty much my entire life. So I'm looking forward to April 1st. Happy first day of trout season, everyone. And I hope everybody has good luck, and we'll see how I do. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.